That family was consuming pork, and as a consequence, they all developed pig noses. The father even grew pig ears. It emerged that in this village, people would change into whatever food they ate. Next, the son visited the neighbor's house, who was consuming chicken, to request a drumstick. Immediately after he finished eating it, he grew a rooster's comb and tail. On the other hand, there were two brothers. One adored eating mutton, and the other preferred beef, so they grew sheep horns and cow horns respectively. In the meantime, a neighbor who purely liked eating fish would grow a fish scale on his body with every mouthful he took. Shortly, his legs turned into a fish tail. Nevertheless, he didn't care and continued to eat fish. That night, a mysterious person reached the village, constructed a house, and lived there. The following morning, the neighbors started fishing, and the two brothers set out a table to keep on eating. At that point, they noticed the new house that looked unusual. They didn't pay much heed and began eating right in front of the house. Abruptly, the door opened, and the stranger approached. The brothers were shocked, and their cries drew all the villagers. They discovered that the stranger was a normal human being. Due to the villagers' demands, the stranger swiftly produced his food, which was a blade of grass. It transpired that consuming grass was the key to remaining normal. Thus the villagers returned home and substituted the meat on their tables with grass. Indeed, the neighbor's fish scales vanished slightly, and the other neighbor's chicken beak also decreased in size. After that, every villager abandoned meat and began eating grass. Quickly, the neighbor's feet reverted, but he couldn't refrain from eating fish again, and his legs changed back into a fish tail. The man also couldn't resist eating a pig's trotter, and he grew a pig nose once more, but now he felt repelled by grass and crossly quit it. Neighbors were also thrusting grass at each other, nearly beginning to fight. In another area, the brothers stared at the red wine mixed with grass. The younger brother cast it on the ground, which incensed the older brother, and they started fighting. In that instant, a plate dropped in front of the man, and he was enraged, so he hurried over and began striking the younger brother. The dispute expanded across the village, and all the villagers began fighting violently. Bit by bit, the brawling crowd ran to the stranger's doorstep and saw him eating grass. This sight incensed the villagers, and they burst into the stranger's house, accusing him for all their grievances. Since then, the villagers went back to their former way of life. Nevertheless, one morning, after a time of excess, the neighbor totally turned into a fish and jumped into the river. These villagers, driven by their desires, ultimately became food for others.